today to the open house at the Norton Senior Center. As most of you in this room know, this is the home of not only the Senior Center, but it also is the home for Norton Human Services. And what we do in this building is we do a lot of things to help a lot of people in the community. I'm going to start with what happens on this side of the building. Most of our activities and programs happen in this one room, because that's pretty much what we have here. So the whole purpose of a Council on Aging is to assess the needs of our older population, provide programs, activities, and educational events to help people to be more active, more independent, and to stay in our community as long as possible. And we do that in a variety of ways. The programs that we offer here, I try really hard to keep a balance of physical fitness programs. Everyone knows that in order to age well, it helps to be fit. We also offer a lot of educational programs. So some programs that we've had here in the past have been elder law, how to protect your assets, from the nursing home. We've had people come in and talk about dementia, talk about depression and anxiety. We've had people to come in and who talked about how to get rid of your clutter. They haven't seen my office, thank goodness. Some of the physical fitness programs we offer Zumba, we offer Tai Chi, we offer meditation, we offer yoga, chair yoga, yoga for balance. So there's a wide variety for all different skill levels here. The other thing we do, and most of that happens on the other side of the building, is we offer referral services for people in need. That's the human service arm of this department. And people in need can be anybody, anyone, any age that comes here looking for assistance. The work we do for our older population, we work with seniors who are looking for assistance with help, whether it's mobility issues, whether it's needing Meals on Wheels, whether it's, come on in.
Come on in.
Hi, come in, welcome to the Senior Center. I just started it closes automatically.
Automatically? Sorry.
I was just talking about the variety of services that we offer here at the Senior Center. There is a brochure on your seat that we have, that we made up. We were talking about the programs that we run for seniors here, a balance of physical fitness program, social events, educational opportunities. We just talked about the fitness programs. Some of the social events we have dinners, we have lunches, we have bingo, we have knitting, we have all sorts of activities that are put in place, but everything, the most important thing to know is that everything we do here goes back to our mission. And our mission is to keep our older residents' town being active, healthy, and independent and in the community as long as possible. Nothing we do here is just to do. We were once referred to as a clubhouse. We're not a clubhouse. Everything we do here has a purpose. And if you come here and your passion is knitting, you know what? You're not sitting at home and knitting alone. You're sitting and knitting with other people, and that's a great thing. There have been a lot of friendships that have been started here at the Senior Center. People who have come who've been alone, and now they have a peer group that they can go out and not come here and go out to the movies or do whatever they do outside of this program. So it's really a hub for people to make connections, to avoid isolation, and to be active. We have an awesome volunteer base. We have over 30 volunteers that work here at the Senior Center on a daily basis, which provides people a purpose. You wouldn't know what to do with yourself. The other side of the building, we have a small card room over there, but we also have 2 offices. One of the offices used to be a storage closet. That's where Kathy Barnum, our outreach worker, works. Kathy Barnum is an amazing woman. She goes out to the homebound in the community. There are quite a few people here who can't make it to the Senior Center, so she'll go in their home and she'll help them with their Medicare. She'll help them, file whatever paperwork they need to file, and to help them. There have been some people that she has gone out to minister to who have now been able to come here. So she's a great resource to our community. Human Services, we'll go back to that a little bit, is for all ages. We do food stamp applications, we do fuel assistance, we do crisis intervention. Something's always going on here. Whenever I come into the day and I have something that I'm planning on doing, something else always comes up. Whether it's last week it was a homeless senior that we needed to look after and find her housing. You know, this morning was somebody whose lights were going to get shut off. And these were people who, you know, were under 60 and struggling to make ends meet in our community. So that's sort of in a nutshell what we do. But I think the biggest thing that we do here is we care. We care about every single person who walks through the door. If we can help you, we will do it. I know that for a lot of people, you know, they feel invisible. People who are struggling and don't have the support systems that they need, we provide that to the people in town. That's what we do. The building we're in right now used to be a one-room schoolhouse back in the late 1800s. Somewhere in my office, I have a picture of a school marm and about 12 kids sitting in front of the building. It's cute. Right now, we have between 60 and 80 people coming through the door every day. And I can't imagine what the school marm would think that so many people are coming into her building. You know, as I said at the beginning, our mission is to keep people active, healthy, and in the community as long as possible. It's getting harder. The more people we have using the facility, which is awesome, we don't have the space to accommodate it. Our fitness classes are filled to capacity. When people exercise, they bump into each other, they you know, step on each other's toes, and it's because there's not enough room. You know, I once watched a line dancing class where people were doing half steps backwards because they didn't have the room to really work out and do their dancing. And that's not right. If we're going to provide a service of physical fitness, people should be able to move, and we just don't have the facility here to do that. One of the other services we offer, and I spoke a little bit about that last night, is we offer tax prep services for all ages in town, whether you're a low-income individual or you're a senior resident. Unfortunately, we only have a small card room that we can put people in to do that. Last year, we had 3 tax preps in one office. It was crowded. It was not very confidential. There were times when we'd have a 4th tax prep who would use my office, which provided a little more discretion where people weren't hearing things. But then I was in the kitchen with my cell phone, fielding calls and sitting at the counter. We've outgrown this building, but not only that, this building is a hazard. We have ramps coming in and out of the building here that on a daily basis people trip on. We only have 13 parking spaces on the perimeter of the building, which is not enough. We've outgrown it. In the wintertime, there are snowbanks between us and the pizza place next door. And people park over there and they climb over the snowbanks to come here. We've had 2 falls this past winter. We've had 1 fall from a person out in the back. It's only a matter of time before somebody gets really hurt here. I talked about a kitchen. One of the things that I've noticed over the time that I've been here is if we provide a meal, more people come. And I believe that's due to the fact that people are hungry.
It'll close.
Close on that. Welcome. One of the things that I feel we need to do as a community is to be a congregate meal site. We have a very small kitchen that can't accommodate providing meals on a regular basis. So that's one of the things a newer, bigger facility could accommodate. Again, we have more people come to the programs when meals are being served. And I've actually heard people when they're signing up for events saying, ooh, you know, there's going to be a lot, like they get excited. We had a Mother's Day luncheon a couple of weeks ago on Mother's Day, and we had to turn people away because this room isn't big enough to hold all the people that wanted to come. And it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad when somebody wants to get out, wants to share a meal with their friends, and you have to say, I'm sorry, we had a cutoff at 40. Other than that, we only have 2 bathrooms. The bathrooms here are, we have 2. And if you picture a room full of people doing Zumba or yoga, and when the class is over, everyone needs to use the facilities, there's a line down the hallway. We can do better. We need to do better. So I just want to let people know that we try here. We do an awesome job here. I see people coming here from other communities because we are the friendliest senior center that they have. I have one woman from Taunton who was like, Beth, you did it again. This was fabulous. And that's great. But I would love to be able to service more people. Yeah. Come in. Diana?
Hey Beth, how you been?
Hey, how you
Mark from
doing?
Xaverian baseball. Let's go back from Norton Bonbon and they lost to Xaverian 3 sets to none.
Bummer.
But gonna walk some of them go to the permanent charity meeting.
Beth has done a good job of telling you about the programs that happen here. I'd like to tell you a little bit about the building. As she said, it's late 1800s.
Do you want to come up front, Dinah, where you can use the mic?
No, I don't. It is, I'll put on my library voice, it is a 1890s schoolhouse, one-room schoolhouse. It was then repurposed into a fire station. You can see the bays here. Over there was the fire department. The timbers in the roof, the building inspector was here yesterday. They are original growth timbers, which means they're from around the 1700s, original growth that was cut down. You can't drive a nail into them if you'd like to expand. The timbers are to the point also where the roof is sagging above us. You can see a little bit in the ceiling here, but if you go outside and stand over by the pizza parlor, you can see there is a sag in the roof, which is a snow load. And once it happens, you know, once the snow goes in, I don't know how many of you have experienced that lovely thought in the middle of February, but it's a bit of a panic. Then we have a real problem. The electrical services are have as have not, a lot of cords going in. This room is set up, but the offices have cords going everywhere. I was here for the bingo group yesterday, and then I was here the day before that, Friday before that, for a luncheon, you know, with a luncheon group. And the tables are set up, and you cannot move in this room. It is a well-used program. However, I was thinking, my God, if there was a fire, nobody could get out of here.
That's right.
It was that packed. It's really not a place any longer. It has served its wonderful function for the town of Norton. This is its 3rd incarnation, but now it is it's done. The building inspector really gave us about 5 more years here before the building itself would just go the way of all things in New England, as we all know. So I just wanted to say a little bit about that. You know, that's the main reason we're looking at a new facility. We need to move into a proper location. The senior population is growing in Norton. We don't want to go to travel logs, and we do like line dancing much better than who is it? Leslie Sansone that my husband uses. We like to do it in, you know, line exercise in a group. However, we're also interested in Annenberg distance learning. We're interested in computer training. We are very interested in how to plan for our future and what we're going to leave our children. Probably there are some people in this room who haven't thought about What's going to happen if you go into long-term care and it's less than 5 years from now and you have it planned ahead and the nursing home comes in and takes your house and assets? I mean, that's something that legal services here at the COA helps with. I've also seen younger people come in looking for help on what to do with mom and dad. You know, they don't live near where we live anymore, but they will come into a community and go to the Council on Aging to see what kinds of services are available. Those are much younger. I've also been in a COA with a situation where a young woman who was 40 years old came in. Her mother had Alzheimer's. Her father had just been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. She was beside herself. The doctor was wonderful, held her hand, told her she was going to be okay, and sent her off with the next patient. She came to the COA because she didn't know what to do and took for services here. So it's not just, as you said, a clubhouse. It's something that the entire community can use, especially in the fuel assistance area. So while you're here, I encourage you to look around, see what's here. The staff is here, the board is here. Look in the offices, look and see the condition that people are working in, and that seniors come in and young people come in to get assistance and see if it's what you want representing the town of Norton. That's all I have to say.
Plus, I pay visits to the senior center a couple of times a day. Say hi to the seniors, see what they're doing, and see what the seniors are doing. So it is time that this senior center is 125 years old. It's a former schoolhouse and then fire station, and it is falling apart. And also the town hall. And as Bob Kimball said, we are putting band-aids on for too long, and it's time that we need to be one community and vote for a new town hall and senior center. And it is time we need to be one community and treat each other with respect. And it's one community, and we need to vote yes on June 3rd and June 18th. Thank you very much. All right. Yeah.
Does anyone have any questions for me? Okay. I thank everybody for coming. I really encourage everyone to look around, to ask questions. The services we offer are in the brochure here. Take them, read them. If you are a resident who's 60 or older and wants to receive our newsletter, just give us a call. We'll put you on our mailing list. You can come and join some of the programs and educational things that we have here. We'd love to have you.
Can I just say something? A few years ago, back in the early 90s, we were involved in putting a new roof on this building. We got a donation of product from a local company that just moved to the area, and then we got some volunteers to go up on the roof. And I will tell you, even back then, we had one person fall through. We had to come up and replace it with plywood. In this section over here, it was very scary up there, but we managed to get the roof put back on. Now, consider that's probably 20 years ago that all happened. What the people in Norton have to understand is we have never built a council on aging building. We have never built a new town hall. Everything we have has been given to us.
Yep.
And the time has come to maybe to look at the possibilities of doing that. I spoke last night about the downfall of 2008, when we had probably one of the worst recessions we've had since the big recession back in the 30s. And how important it was that even though all town departments were being cut, even though departments were being stressed to the max, finances weren't the way they're supposed to be, as a town we came together and realized that the high school had to be redone. It was in terrible condition, it needed additional space, and even though it was so bad, everything was so bad at that time, we still decided we had to move forward with it, and we did it. 70% of the voters that turned out for that election voted for the new high school. We're asking the same again today.
Yep.
We're in dire need of these buildings. It's not going to get any better. It's going to get more expensive every year that goes by. The building committee has done a terrific job of getting everything out there, as much information as we can. We've got a place for it. We've got designs for it. All we're asking people to do is come out and support us. If people need rides, we can arrange for that. We're asking you to come to the June 3rd town meeting. It's going to be one article only. It's going to be the only discussion is going to be about these new town buildings, so it shouldn't take all night and have everybody out late at night. So encourage everyone to please attend that.
Yes.
And that meeting will be very important. The 18th is the election, which is still going on, so that'll have to be addressed. You know, as a community, we have to have a little bit of community pride. I think that's the word I keep throwing out there. That we have to come together. We have to realize we have issues. We have to make sacrifices. I'm a retired person myself, so I understand where the finances come from. But I understand also that we have to have buildings that we can be proud of, places that people can go into without having the fear of fire or either this building or the town hall. You know, they're dangerous when it comes to situations like that. So, you know, do your homework. If you have any questions, the CEO is here to answer any questions that you might have about it. And let's get out here, let's support the community and make this the right thing to do.
Right. And we don't have the images here today because they're going to be using them at another meeting. But if you're interested in seeing if you're interested in seeing the renditions, they're just plans. But it's the footprint, it's the space that has been designed that is the most important part. And you know what we're hoping to gain is a big community room, that we don't have to put up tables and take down tables and then put them up again. This room that you're sitting in, we come in the morning and we take down all the tables and stack up all these very heavy chairs, and we have a physical fitness program, and then we turn around again and put the tables back down and put up the chairs, and then it's an educational program, and then we take them down and again because something else is going on, and it's constant. So it's going to be really great to have space designated for the programs that we have. The future is limitless, what we can do in a new facility, a new community center. And I was sitting talking to a group of people who were here about being lonely and about social isolation and how do you make new friends and meet new people once you're retired. And all I could compare it to was when I first became a mom and how lonely I was to go from working full-time to stopping and to being home with a child. And I can imagine retirement is a little bit like that, where you work and your friends might be in the city, and then all of a sudden, here you are in Norton, and a community center, and a senior center, you know, is a place where you can make connections and make friends. And as I was thinking about this last night, you know, wouldn't it be great if our Moms Club could have a space or could use a room, you know, to bring kids and get together. It's about helping the people who need to meet and connect. And I think a community center would be a great place to bridge that gap and to help people connect with other people. Intergenerational stuff is phenomenal. I put on a program back in the winter. I got a call from the high school. They had a soccer team that needed some community service hours, and they said, "Beth, can we do something for the seniors?" And I said, "You know what? I don't want you to do something for the seniors. I want you to do something with the seniors." So we had a chair volleyball game, and we set up the chairs, the net in the middle of the room, a beach volleyball, and they were batting it back and forth, and they had a ball. The kids were laughing, other people who were playing were laughing, and it was great. And at the end of the event, a mom came in and they were like, "How did they do?" I'm like, "Oh, they had a ball. They were laughing, eating cookies. It was great." And she said, well, my son was really nervous to come here. He didn't know what he was going to talk about. He didn't know how to be with older people. And because she said the grandparents were in Florida and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know, just being with the older residents in this town, age went away for them. And they just had a great time. That is what a community center is. That is what we want for our community. So I'm looking forward to the new facility. I'm hopeful the town can come together. I'm encouraging everyone to come to the town meeting on June 3rd. Bring a friend, bring 2 friends, bring 3 friends. Really talk about share with your neighbors the vital work that we do here. Again, the work we do in this building is all for a single purpose. It's a mission to take care of each other here in the community. Whether you're an older resident, a younger resident, a middle-aged resident, the work we do here on a day-to-day basis is to alleviate struggle and to help be there as a support for each other. And that's what a true community is. We need to look out for each other, especially those most vulnerable in our community. And I think we do a good job here, but we are limited as to what we can do here because of the size of this building and the accommodations in this building, and the hazards that are in this building. So again, I thank you for coming. For the people who came in a little late, I'm here. If you want to ask me questions, I'm available. But thank you.